billions and billions of tiny little pinholes on the surface of EVA foam. Sometimes it causes problems with the costumes and props we build, and so if you need to fill them, I have a new product to show you. Today I'm going to talk to you about a new product that's out on the market. It is called Rapid Fill, and I have a jar of it right here, and it fills in all those fine pinholes that you see on top of the EVA foam surface. And so it'll easily get rid of those, and it's very sandable, and I'll show you how to use it. First of all, it comes in two colors. It comes in a dark gray. So you can see a nice dark gray color. It also comes in white. So if you're working with white foam or dark gray, you can choose the appropriate color, and that's it. Also, let's see, I'm going to take a nice flat brush. It comes out kind of, let's see if I can get a nice shot of this. It's kind of a cream consistency. It has different size particles to fill in those different holes. So if we get a nice tight shot there, it's kind of hard to see, but there's some bigger holes, some smaller holes. There's all sorts of different holes. Most of the holes are very tiny, and this filler does it all, so it'll fill it in just fine. I'm going to just go ahead and glop this on. Glop, 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 and then you want to work it around, going different directions, doing little swirls. Once you start using this for the first time, you probably want to experiment. Probably the first time you use it, you won't be able to fill in all the holes because you're not used to using it. Usually the edges don't get the same attention as the center. So that's pretty good right there. And then, see, I can probably even get the edges here. Oh, that edge was a bad cut. Let's try this edge. There. So if you have a good cut on the edge, it fills in those pores too. Then very gently I'm going to wipe back, smooth that out before it starts drying. Put some of this back in my container so I don't waste any. Okay. And by smoothing out the surface with very light touches of my brush, I can reduce the sanding time, which is an important thing to do. Okay, let's see. That goes into the water. Cap this up. Okay, now drying time. If I walk away for about an hour, it'll be dry, ready to sand. And a lot of you might think, I don't want to wait an hour. So you can hit it with the blow dryer. And I got one right here. And with this, this particular product, it doesn't bubble if you get it too hot, but you can probably have it dry in 10 to 15 minutes and ready to sand. And, but I don't have to do that because I went ahead and did one of these ahead of time. And I have it right over here. So let me put this to the side and grab this one. Let's see, which one do I want to use for demo? This is a good one. But let's get a nice tight shot of this. You can see the different size grains. It almost looks like sandpaper, real fine sandpaper. And so it's doing its job. I am going to take, let's see, on this one, I'm going to take a 220 grit sandpaper and put it on a block. And very quickly you'll see how this chalks up. And so that means it's sanding really quick, which is what you want. Right away. Look at that. Boom. Nice little circular motion. Little dusting. Maybe I should be wearing a mask. I can see some areas I didn't get. Look good when you first stand, but I can go back and get those low areas a little bit. There we go. That's looking pretty good. It feels really nice. There is a groove right in here, and it looks like that's part of the foam. But other than that, it did the job. I mean, it filled in all those millions of little pores. And it has created a fairly flexible surface. This is pretty thick foam. It's hard to flex. So let's see if I have... Yeah, here's a thinner foam, so you can see it flexes pretty good. Had some tests where I have left it for a month or two, and it still seems to flex pretty good. It won't be as flexible as a rubber spray, but it's pretty flexible, like an acrylic should be. And then what you can do on top is you can paint directly on top of it, maybe put a clear coat of Angelas on it. You could maybe plasti dip it. But if you want a super smooth surface, there's another product out there called Fine Finish. So just watch the video on this channel for Fine Finish and you'll see how to use that stuff. If your product starts to thicken up a little bit, just add a little bit of water to it. If your brushes, which should clean out easily with soap and water, if they start to get a little bit too grungy, soak them in a little rubbing alcohol and it cleans up really well. And I think that's it. Go away. Goodbye.